And we are alive. Okay? We're alive. So, we've been talking a lot about the human job bubble, AI, how we don't exist, how we can exist, things of that nature. We've been talking a lot about that. And I keep saying you should go and live stream. You should make content. And I've given my reasons for that. So I'm going to go a little deeper into what I mean by creating real value. Okay? Real value. What is that? Right? What is value? Is value are you able to create value? Is it something that can have a roadmap? Something you can synthesize? Right? And how difficult is it to create value? Right? In a sophisticated market where buyers are aware of all that's out there, it's hard to create value. It's difficult. It's difficult to innovate. And we live in a time where it feels like everything already exists. Right? What can we create? There's people like Elon Musk, people like Bezos, people like Sam Altman, companies out there, Apple, Google, all these amazing companies with amazing funding that are on the fringes of all that is valuable in society. And it feels like, it feels as if, there's a bit of a monopoly. And it's not all in one person's hand, admittedly. But it feels like a monopoly because for a lot of us, it's not in our hands, right? It's not in our hands what's going to be in the next iPhone or what is going to be an important function in the next iPhone. And even if it were, we'd mess it up somehow, right? There are teams of people, experts who have been studying and researching, and they make this stuff up. And they research and they figure out things that are intuitive, non-intuitive, but things that just work for us, and their companies grow. and they make a lot of money, right? Millions, billions. And for me, we're at a point in time where the first computer has just been made, right? It's like the advent of the computer. That's where we're at. For the first time in a long time, a new technology is here. Brand new, right? Because for a long time, all we did is make processors smaller so that they could do more things, right? We knew what could be done. We just needed the processing power. And we just made parts cheaper and more useful. And that's about it. But now we have an all new technology, right? So the market's not sophisticated anymore. We don't know what's out there, which means that to create value is about to become really easy. And I say easy, I don't mean easy. Easy is perhaps the wrong word. It's about to become a more level playing field, right? You're about to see more leveling. I want to talk about Bill Gates, right? Microsoft. Bill Gates built Microsoft on top of, let me get this right. I want to get this right. So I'm just going to do a quick Google. Quick Google. Right. Okay, so I got it right. Unix was a computer operating system, right? And it was just command prompts. You typed in prompts and the computer did the thing you wanted it to do, right? And Bill Gates came along and he just wrote software on top of that. He just wrote lines of code on top of that, a free software. That was available to everyone, free to use, free to make money off of. And he built processes on that, trademarked it, and sold it to companies. And thus Microsoft was born. Right? And what a lot of companies did, you know, is follow that trend. And eventually we went from command prompts to the cursor and keyboard. So you just click on things. And the last, however long Microsoft's been around for, Apple, all these companies, they've been creating computers for as long as the computer's been around. We've been going towards point and click technology, right? Because not everybody is going to learn how to become a prompt engineer and know how to, memorize all the different things. needed to make a computer run, all the different code. Learn a new language, essentially. No, just point and click, and suddenly everyone can use it because it's very intuitive. And somehow, because of AI, we've returned back to the command prompt. You don't have to do all these different things. Click here, type here. You just type in what you want. And now you don't need to learn any language but the language you already know. And it's beautiful. We strayed away from prompts, and then now we're back. And because we made prompts easier, and now because prompts are easier, point and clicking is actually becoming outdated. And that's value, right? You keep making things easier, right? Having to learn a complicated language so you could run a computer is a problem because not everybody can do it. So you make it point and click, and now everybody can do it. Problem solved. Value created. You can now use a computer, and because of that, over the next 3-4 decades, most businesses, if not all, run on computers. Any business of value is, at least, because it's so easy to use. And we've come back to prompts, and prompts, because of AI, have become easier than point and clicking. Do you know how to write spreadsheet code? Doesn't matter. Type in what you want the computer to do, and it'll do it. Speak to the computer. Ask it what you want, and it's like a genie. You give it a little rub in it. It brings out exactly what you want. And there's value. Now more people can do jobs which previously were out of their reach. Okay? Do you understand? That's real value. Can you draw on Photoshop? No. Can you make amazing art? No. Type in what you want, what style you want. If you have the right prompt, if you can think up the right words, if you can articulate properly, then you can have exactly what you want. Right? And now it seems that the main skill we need in society is articulation. Being able to say in the right way exactly what you want, and AI will give it to you. And that is the now unique skill that's going to be worth a lot of money. Not everybody's going to have it. Some people just get it more naturally. And it's not like you can't train it, but articulation requires a lot of different things. You need to be able to be confident. You need to have the patience to study and research things, to be able to stop your mouth when you feel like you're saying too much, or repeating things, or doing things out of comfort or some sort of habit. No, you have to articulate fully and properly in the correct way for the artificial intelligence to know what you want. Right? And that's now a valuable skill. Hey, we got a viewer. How you doing? And so we've come to the point where, oh man, you're gone. To create real value, you have to solve real problems, right? And that's where I'm coming from, right? I see the horizon and I see a new market. And it's all wishy-washy. We don't really know where it's going. We know it's going somewhere big. And so now doors are opening. Abdullah. How you doing, Abdullah? ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਠੀਕ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਾਓ? Right? So to create real value is imperative now. You have to be able to recognize and innovate, right? What's out there right now that you can sell, whether it's you or something you can create. Thing is, Bill Gates couldn't have done what he did if he didn't know the language he needed to be able to make that happen. What's up, Abdullah? Maybe T. Good to hear. Changalaga. MashaAllah. All right. So real value. To create real value, you have to be able to recognize a problem, right? And so for Bill Gates, he solved the problem of creating processes that were difficult to do on a computer and making them easier. And suddenly companies wanted to buy it, right? He created real value. He recognized a problem and he innovated. सोची पे आते बंदा गया. सोची तो चंगी होंदी. You have to think. Thinking is important. सोचना बंदा आगे जांदा है. Right? So that's my line of thought. To creating real value, take from the people who have done it before. What was their process? Right? And there are no shortcuts. Too much thinking is dangerous, boss. Well, it depends. It depends what you're thinking of. It depends what you're thinking of, right? It depends what you're thinking. If you're thinking about sad things, there's no point thinking, right? Think about real problems, right? Economic problems, societal problems. And then you find a solution. सोचना अगर जवाब मिल जावे तो सोच तो चंगी शय नहीं. Wow. Right? So you have to be able to innovate. And that comes with real in-depth analysis of whatever problem you're trying to solve. And you cannot cut corners. And I know it kind of sounds like a job. It sounds like a job. Sounds like work. And it's kind of coming from a weird place because so now appearing to be sub ठीक ठाक. हाँ जी बिल्कुल सब ठीक ठाक. सब ठीक ठाक. Alhamdulillah. Right? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਾਓ. You have to innovate from a position of knowing that what's to come is incredibly difficult. Right? You have to know, like Bill Gates had to know that companies wanted certain processes to be done faster. That speed was valuable. Right? So you can't just go willy-nilly. There was a certain level of research and market awareness. Would you let me guess your pin seeing your eyes? I'm not sure what you mean. Would you let me guess your pin seeing your eyes? You want to guess my pin? I have a feeling you already know. I have a feeling you already know. Yes, yes. My village. Yeah, I think you know. I think you know. I have a feeling this is someone I know. So, salam to you. Who is? Send me a message on. I know you got stuck. Send me a message if you have my if you have me on anything. And then yeah, we'll talk. But yeah, in real value, something I've been kind of. You guys start thinking of. Well, I mean, I could just click on your channel. If I go into my live, I'll see. I'll probably see you. Right? So creating a solution for something is difficult because it's paramount for you to know in which direction to go. And so there's a lot of reviewing, right? There's a lot of testing. There's a lot of trial and error. And it's more difficult than a job. It's more difficult than a job. And to create real value, you have to create the pavement. You have to create the airplane. You have to create flight. Right? You have to see a problem, recognize that a solution can exist, and know that a solution is wanted by people, and that if it is created, it could be worth a lot of money. And then you attack that. Right? And that's how you get real value. And that's how Bill Gates made his money. That's how Steve Jobs made his money. Steve Jobs, it's insane how much he did to create the world we currently live in, right? The user interface and the ease of use that came from Apple is fantastic. And everybody copied Apple to the point where Apple or Steve Jobs died, and then Apple had to, copy others because people got the sauce. They got the flavor. And so that's essentially what I'm trying to do with these lives, right? The goal is to diagnose a problem, which I've done, and to tread forward through the trenches until a solution is found through trial and error, figuring out what works and what doesn't, what people want and what they don't want. And if you look at anyone who's ever made any sort of money, any sort of real money, it's always that, right? You solve a problem. And once you solve that problem, people will want to pay for it. People will want to pay for it. And you have a right to sell it because you solve that problem. And I think that's what we don't get taught in school a lot. Right? We get given problems and there is a solution already. And we just have to figure out how to get from A to B. And that's it. We get from A to B and then we pretend to work. And then we graduate and we're like, wait, what did I learn? I often find myself in that thought. What did I learn from going to university? See, university, college, it's supposed to teach you how to learn. And that's the most important part. It's supposed to teach you the ins and outs of the subject that you're studying, but it's supposed to teach you in its most basic form how to learn, how to spend those hours looking at research papers, how to find knowledge where others aren't looking. Right? That's innovation. That's where innovation is found. Right? It's like I did a media degree, so in the world of all that is money, basically useless. But what I did learn, is that the people who made really groundbreaking, cinema-changing movies, they decided to do things a different way, to tell a story in a new way, and that made things interesting. And that's what you have to do, right? Coming back from the world of media, whatever problem you can solve, it's out there. And there are an infinite amount of problems to be solved. It's just the way of the world. It's the human conditions. There will always be problems. And there will always be someone who can solve it. And so it is now our goal to find a problem, not a bunch of problems, to find one good problem, to recognize it, to recognize its need in the market, and create it. And that's the issue, right? That's the issue. The issue is it's really hard, but you can do it. It's really hard, but you can do it. Right? Like if you look at Nick Cosman, right? Nick Cosman is an interesting character. But he created essentially what is now growth consulting. Right? If you look at his work, the guy's a mad genius and a complete workaholic. And you guys should check him out and see the kind of work he's done. He solved real problems, and now online internet businesses are completely changed forever because of him. Right? It's like that guy Chamat from Facebook and their growth team. Crazy innovation. Figuring out new metrics to streamline processes and figure out how to change certain variables you wanted to change. And they took Facebook from what at the time 45 million to 90 million to then like a billion users. Right? It's insane. It's insanity. Real problems solved by real people just like me and you. Real problems. Depends what it is. What do you want to talk about? It's all right. You can just text me, bro. Oh, about my topic? Yeah, what do you got? That's what it's for. That's what I'm here for. Ask away. Go ahead. I mean, if you're interested in creating real value, you should ask a question, honestly. Because um yes. 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 This is an experiment, and I'm using this as a case study to prove a point. Yes. This is all theoretical work, and a lot of it is it's based on people that I look up to, and trends I've noticed in all of them, and it's essentially one thing, right? There is no shortcut, there is no easy way, right? It's like you must have heard those jokes, right? I've got a great idea for an app. I just need someone to make it. Right? Who's going to make your app? No one's going to make your app. You have to make your app. And that means you have to do the hard work. You have to study. So it means you know how to make money? Yes. Yes. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm doing right now. We are learning, if I should say correctly. We are learning how to make money. We are learning. And because making money is not like one way. There is no one way. There's no one way. Everyone who made money made it in a different way, but they all used the same principle, right? So you can make money in one way. I can make money in one way. Bill Gates made money one way. Steve Jobs made Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, they all made money in their own way, but they all had the same underlying principles, right? And that is to do the difficult thing. Everyone has amazing ideas inside their head about how to make money. Yes, they all does what? No offense. What do you mean? Am I making money right now? No. No. We're not making money right now. We're just enjoying life. Do you get it? We're enjoying life. This is making money. You understand? This is market research. This is how you make money. Long term. Do you understand? This is the building blocks to making money. Then how could I tell you? Because the principles are the same. Everyone who made millions did it the same way. And what I'm saying is, that's what I'm doing right now. Okay? I'm applying those principles. And you're going to see that happen in the next 100 days. If you look at the title, day 13, we're going to go to day 100. Right? So stick around. I know you're a skeptic, and I respect that. You're a smart guy. But stick around, and I'm going to prove it. This is a lesson in how, through proving it, because it's not easy to get on a live stream and make content and put yourself out there, right? But the essential underlying principle is the same. You have to do the difficult thing. All right, I got you on my side now. All right, we're on the same side. And that's the thing. Abdullah, you should be making content. Right? Watch some of my older videos. It'll explain exactly what I'm doing, right? This is the building blocks, right? It's laying foundation. The issue with making money is that it's really easy if you know how, but if you don't know, it seems impossible. And everyone who ever made money took some risks. And that risk was believing you can solve a problem that the market wants and then solving it. The really difficult part is solving a problem. Now, currently, I'm working on Pucky. Can I call it Pucky? No mind. Should I call it Pucky? Are you gonna sell Pucky? Um, it would help if you created something new, a new Pucky, if you know what I mean. Or do you mean Paki, like Pakistani? Do whatever you want, man. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. But the thing is, you have to listen to the market. You have to listen to an audience. You have to read newspapers. You have to look at businesses and how they operate. And when you know enough, an answer will present itself. You will see a problem, and people will want to see. People will want to watch. People will want to listen. This is essentially an experiment, right? This is my thesis. I am making an argument. Now is the time to get online and create content. And currently I'm doing a 100-day challenge where I'm going to live stream every single day for 100 days until I recognize a real problem and am able to create a real solution. So every hour that I'm not on live, behind the scenes, I am creating a product. I am creating something. I rewatch my lives. I review what I'm talking about. I see what I agree. What's my destination? The destination is to prove that this works, right? If I can, in 100 days, create a product using YouTube, going live every day, listening to the market, and working backstage behind the scenes, I can prove that this works and I can get more people, right? And that's what we're doing. We're creating a community of people who create content and create real value, solving real problems, because that's the only way to make money. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, and anyone who ever made money did the same thing. If you look at any rich person, any notable person's life, any famous person, right, that's not an actor, everything they did amounted to them solving a problem that led to like people's lives being changed. And that's the thing. People don't know until they look. You know, I think it was Ford who said, the guy who created, you know, well, the first Ford cars, right? The assembly line system, or whatever it's called, that if you'd asked people to improve upon horses, they would have said, give us faster horses. But now we have cars. If you ask anyone when cars didn't exist, how would you travel faster? Would anyone have said cars? No. No. Someone had to create the first car, seeing that as a solution. And then they made a lot of money. So look through history. You don't believe me? Believe history. Right? Every single person who ever made anything of value and made money off it, they solved a problem. And so in these 100 days, thank you, good point, appreciate it. Right? So in these 100 days, the goal is to start from nothing. So day 0, I started from nothing, no idea, right? Going on live, talking about things, talking about issues that that are important to me, that I think about, studying them. And that's a very big point of this. You have to study. I study, I review, I look at my lives, I see the points I make, and sometimes I say things I don't agree with. And so, you know, I'll correct it. And I'll come back and I'll speak about it some more to clarify. But I'm going to get on here every day. Day 13 now, and we've made a lot of progress. You know, I wasn't talking like this on day 1. My first live stream, I just said nothing. I mean, I think if you watch the first live stream, the audio is terrible, so you can barely understand anything. But it's going to stay there because the point is the process. I am documenting a process from 0 to 100 and creating a roadmap. Burj Khalifa, yes. Yes, Burj Khalifa, baby. Reality, right? You hear a lot of like how to make money, how to make this, you know, and it's all crap, because they try to make you think that you can make money without doing the hard work, right? And you just can't. You can't. You have to be able to do the hard work, and that is the missing part of the equation. And that is the thing that everyone tries to avoid. the hard work, to find the problem where others cannot see, by reading and researching and looking again and again and writing and rewriting and reformulating again and again. And then you see a problem. And the reason you see it and they don't is because you spent 100 days documenting yourself, studying it. Right? That's my thesis. My thesis is to go from zero to something, to find a problem and then create a forcing function to get myself to solve that problem. And if I can solve that problem, that means that this is a roadmap we are proving to whom? The world. The world. See, you came into this live and you asked me a question, right? And it's a very good question. You said, are you making millions right now? No, then who are you to tell us that how to make millions? Right? It is a very valid question. Very important question. So what I am doing is I'm proving to society, I'm proving to people that there is a roadmap and that this is a viable way of operating to achieve this goal, especially now because of artificial intelligence and where the world is going. And it's getting more and more important to create content, and to create content in a certain way. I think my alarm's going off. One sec. So you want to create content in a certain way. And you don't just want to make random content. You want to make targeted content, right? You don't want to be doing TikTok dances, right? And hoping it goes viral. That's not my goal. My goal is to formulate a real idea, right? A real idea. And I'm going to prove to the world, because, okay, we are proving to whom? Whoever wants to listen, right? You're listening right now. And I appreciate you being supportive, but I can tell in the back of your mind there's some skepticism. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But when I get to 100 days, right? So stick around, visit the streams. What's your goal, bro? I literally wrote when you talked about your goal. Okay. I mean, my goal, this is my goal. I want to create a roadmap to problem solving in the new world. That's my goal. I want to create a roadmap to solving problems, because solving real problems is the only way that you can actually make money. I think my alarm is still on, by the way. But it's okay. I can't really hear it, but hopefully it's not picking up on the mic. That's my main goal. And if I can solve that problem, then people will listen, and they'll want to hear from me. The goal is to create a community of people who all believe in the same goal. We want to solve problems. We're going to solve problems, and we're going to make money. We're going to solve problems, and we're going to make money. That's the pure goal. That's all it is. I want to solve real problems. There's too many problems in the world. I'm going to solve one of them. And I want you to solve one of them too. What's the roadmap? This is it. This is the roadmap. The basic roadmap is, it doesn't matter where you are in the process of creating a solution, right? Because that's the goal, right? You find a problem and you create a solution. You start from zero You keep making content, you keep testing out different things, and then you find the problem, right? And it's all about trial and error. Try it, it fails. Try it day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 10, day 20, day 54. And then somewhere around, I can guess, day 70, you start to have a really good idea, right, on what you're talking about. You know, imagine going to school, right? We've all been to school. You don't start off knowing what 2 plus 2 is, but every week you have 2-3 hours of the same lesson. And then over the course of what, 12, 16, 18 weeks that you go to school for the year, and so for the semester, you have an exam. And you have what, 20, 30 hours that you spent on a subject, right? Counting all the class time and then all the homework time you did. So maybe 40, 50 hours you've spent. I'm going to be spending over 100 hours. I'm just going to keep my goal is to eventually do much longer lives. And I'm going to be working during my lives. And just keep going. Keep studying. Right? You keep studying, you keep researching, you read the news, you keep thinking about what you're talking about. That's all that exists. Nothing else exists. Instagram doesn't exist. No one exists. It's just you and the problem. And the first step is we talk about how to create value of ourselves or what? No, I don't mean it in terms of like be good people, but you know, be good. Be good. I mean in the sort of term of like economically, right? So earlier I was talking about like Steve Jobs, right? I believe it was Steve Wozniak who worked for Apple, who created the first like small screen LED LED screen. I think it was first like LED screen of that size that had color, right? And he created that, and then everybody started doing it. Why? Because he solved a problem that people didn't even know existed, right? We had color TVs, but the technology was too large, so you had to have it in a big TV, a lot of pixels. But he made it in a small computer screen. Bill Gates, he wrote software on top of a free available operating system, and then he sold that to companies. Few lines of code. And now look at where Microsoft is. If you can solve a real problem, you can sell that problem and you can make money. So this is the roadmap. A roadmap to finding and solving a problem which you can make money out of. And we're on day 13, and we're doing well. We're doing well. I'm not going to reveal exactly what I have, like what I'm working on right now, because it's not like fully furnished. When like the basic idea is completely formed and it's coming together. But a lot of it has to do with the streams, right? Because I'm learning through the streams. So every day I come on here, I'm learning something new. I'm talking about something new. And I'm inciting a forcing function, right? By day 100, I need a solution. So I'm working on the problem, right? Do you understand? We're learning how to create real value that can make money. That's what this is. Because artificial intelligence is coming, and we're going to lose a lot of jobs because AI can do things better, faster, and cheaper. And that means that a lot of people are going to be made redundant, and people are going to lose jobs, and it's going to affect the economy. And, you don't have to, granted, the title is a little inciting, millions, but honestly, you don't even have to want to make millions. My goal is to be self-sufficient, right? My real thesis is that everyone eventually will become a content creator. Everyone will be on live streams. Everyone will be on shorts. Everyone will be on TikTok. Everyone will be making real value of what that is. That is the real question. Real value of what? Anything. What are you interested in? Let's do a little workshop. Quick 5 minutes. What are you interested in? Like, what are things that interest you? Anything. And something that really interests you. It could be video games. It could be, whatever. What do you think about? What do you like reading about? What do you like watching? What kind of news are you interested in? Anything. What are you interested in? Because you can't do what I'm doing because I'm already doing it and I'm already ahead. Right? But there's something that you're interested in that I have no idea about. Right? So what are you interested in? Let's hear it. I'll explain real value to you. Whatever it is. Like, for me, I'm interested in artificial intelligence and how that's going to affect the incoming world. And I want to create a solution for that problem. And my solution is that everybody become a content creator and have their own community where they've solved a real problem that people come to them for the solution for. And they pay money for that solution. Right? So you don't have to work for a job anymore to pay rent or own a home. You could be making, you don't have to be making millions. You could be making 70,000 a year, and you could afford a home, and you could pay rent, and you could go on a holiday every now and then. You could raise a family, all by having your own little community. And it doesn't have to be a big community, right? But that's the value of solving a problem. And it can be a problem in any form of existence, any plane of existence, anywhere in society. It could be. So firstly, we have to find a problem. Yes, that's step one. So find a problem. You have to know where to look. And second, solve the problem. Create content displaying your solution, and sell your secrets. Sell your secrets to people who listen. Create a community. Solve a problem that you are incredibly interested in, right? And to find a problem, you have to enjoy it. Like, I can't solve a problem like Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk is interested in rockets, and he likes to know how to create rockets, right? He wanted to create SpaceX, and he couldn't do it because rockets were too expensive. And he realized that really there's only a few places in the world where rockets are even made, because rockets are only used in one thing, and that's space travel, sending satellites up into space. And the reason why they're so expensive is because only one or two companies in the world actually make them. Like Chinese space organization, they make rockets. Russia makes, and America makes, and I think maybe one or two other countries really make mass-produced rockets that they sell. So, well, I wouldn't even say mass produced, honestly, just rockets that they sell. And they can charge a higher price for it because nobody really buys rockets because they're so expensive. And so Elon Musk created his own rocket. He said, the raw materials are cheap and I could probably make it in like a fraction of the price. So instead of buying rockets from a company that's going to overcharge us, why don't I make my own rockets? And now if you look, he's got some of the most advanced rockets in the world, reusable rockets that land by themselves, which is a completely new technology. Now, I couldn't do that because I'm not interested in astrophysics and space engineering. That's not for me, right? I am interested in artificial intelligence and content creation. I have a media degree. This is something I'm interested in. I see this as a solution to a problem I see. So my problem is, right, artificial intelligence is coming, and I'm really interested in that topic. So I'm gonna read online. I'm gonna read every single article I find because I'm interested. And someone who's not interested won't read it. They might go through a couple articles and then they'll get bored. So that's a big step. You have to be able to do the research of the thing that you're interested in. Like, you have to be interested to do the research in the first place. Abdullah is gone. That was a fun conversation, but I think actually it led to a lot of really good points being said. And honestly, I appreciated the back and forth, but it really brought to light. And honestly, I'm going to review this because I think it made me think about a lot of things, and that's good. That's a good thing. Find the problem, find a solution, create a community. 3 steps in 100 days. That's what we're going to do. Okay? All that conversing with Abdullah, and it's 11:14 now here, and I am tired. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it right here. Abdullah, if you come back, it was a pleasure to talk to you. And I'm sure I know who you are, but I'll see. And if you see this, message me so that I know who you are. I'm going to check your account anyway because I'm very intrigued. All right. I think actually I kind of spoke about the roadmap quite a lot, and that is my solution. That is my solution. And for the skeptics out there, I'm going to prove it. I'll see you at day 100. Be good, subscribe, and good things happen. And see you tomorrow.